They said America was slowing down, that its era of impossible engineering was over. But then, deep in a restricted desert zone, massive shadows began rising from the ground. Workers sworn to secrecy, machinery operating only at night, and rumors spreading that the US is building something so powerful, so game-changing, it could rewrite the balance of global power. Today, for the first time, the truth is finally leaking out. Join us and let's begin. Number 13. Figure's home invasion. Figure AI raised $675 million in February 2024 from Jeff Bezos, Microsoft, Nvidia, and OpenAI, valuing the company at $2.6 billion. Their Figure 02 robot features Helix VLA, the world's first generalist vision language action model for humanoid robots. Tell it, pick up the desert item, and it identifies and grabs a toy cactus it's never seen before from a pile of random objects. Figure 03, unveiled October 2025, targets home use specifically. It's 9% lighter than Figure 02, making it easier to navigate households. Softer textiles ensure safety around kids and pets. The cushioned exterior prevents injuries if it bumps into children. Improved cameras, including palm cameras, let it see what it's grabbing. Wireless charging means placing it on a dock powers it up automatically. Most importantly, it picks up virtually any small household object. Toys, dishes, clothes, books, anything. Figure robots already deployed at BMW's manufacturing facility in South Carolina. This isn't theoretical development, it's active deployment. Plans call for producing 1,000 robots per year through a new manufacturing facility. Soon, you might have one in your home. It will learn your room layouts, remember where you keep dishes, study your routines, anticipate your needs, follow you around constantly, watching, learning, ready to execute any request. Sounds convenient until you realize the implications. A robot in your home knows everything about your life, your schedule, your habits, your possessions, your conversations. It sees everything, records everything, learns everything. Companies promise privacy protections, but data breaches happen constantly. What happens when someone hacks your home robot? When corporations sell your behavioral data? When governments demand access? Figure's technology is impressive. The privacy implications are terrifying. Number 12. Starship is changing everything. SpaceX's Starship isn't just bigger than previous rockets. It's rewriting the rules of space access entirely. Standing 397 feet tall, Starship is the largest and most powerful rocket ever built. It generates 16 million pounds of thrust at liftoff. That's double the Saturn V that took humans to the moon. But size isn't what makes Starship revolutionary. It's fully reusable. Both the booster and the ship return to Earth and land vertically. Previous rockets threw away expensive hardware after every launch. Starship lands, refuels, and flies again. SpaceX has conducted multiple test flights, with Starship successfully reaching space, orbiting Earth, and returning for controlled splashdowns. In October 2024, they achieved something nobody thought possible. The launch tower caught the returning booster with mechanical arms, plucking a 20-story rocket out of the sky with pinpoint precision. This changes everything about space economics. Current launch costs run thousands of dollars per kilogram. Starship could reduce that to under $100 per kilogram, maybe even $10 per kilogram eventually. At those prices, building massive space stations becomes affordable. Establishing moon bases makes economic sense. Sending humans to Mars transitions from fantasy to engineering problem. NASA already contracted Starship as the lunar lander for Artemis missions, the program returning Americans to the moon. Starship will carry astronauts from lunar orbit down to the surface and back. But SpaceX's real goal is Mars. Elon Musk wants to build a self-sustaining city of 1 million people on Mars. Starship is designed to carry 100 passengers per flight. That's the vehicle that makes it possible. We're watching the beginning of humanity becoming a multi-planetary species. I'm going to ask you a simple question. Are you a naturally curious person? If you're watching, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. This space is made for people like us. To ensure you're always part of this community and receive all our latest discoveries, you just need to do one thing: subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to stay connected with us. Okay, now that you're part of our Legion of the Curious, let's move on to the next item. Number 11. Sanctuary AI's Phoenix enters workplaces. Canadian company Sanctuary AI built Phoenix, a humanoid robot with human-like hands that's already working at automotive manufacturing facilities. Phoenix stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighs 155 pounds, and features hands with 20 degrees of freedom that can lift 25 pounds per hand. Those hands are remarkable. They can handle tools designed for humans, turn screwdrivers, grip irregular objects, manipulate small components with precision. The hands provide tactile feedback, meaning Phoenix can feel what it's touching and adjust grip strength accordingly. Phoenix uses Carbon AI, Sanctuary's cognitive architecture that combines multiple AI systems for perception, reasoning, and action. It can learn new tasks by watching humans perform them, then replicate those tasks autonomously. Show Phoenix how to assemble a component once, and it learns the process. In May 2024, Sanctuary announced a partnership with Magna International, one of the world's largest automotive suppliers. Phoenix robots are now working on actual production lines, performing tasks alongside human workers. They're assembling parts, testing components, and handling materials. Not demonstrations, real manufacturing work. The company claims Phoenix can be trained for new tasks in less than 24 hours. Compare that to humans who need weeks or months to master complex manufacturing processes. Sanctuary AI raised $140 million in funding and is scaling production rapidly. Their goal is deploying thousands of Phoenix robots across manufacturing facilities worldwide. They're targeting automotive, aerospace, logistics, and retail industries. Every industry that employs human workers for physical tasks. Manufacturing employs about 12 million Americans. Automation threatens to eliminate millions of those positions. Phoenix represents exactly the kind of technology that makes human factory workers obsolete. Capable hands, fast learning, tireless operation. Everything an employer wants. Everything a worker fears. Number 10. Neuralink enters human brains. Elon Musk's Neuralink implanted its first chip in a human brain in January 2024. The patient, Nolan Arbaugh, is a 29-year-old quadriplegic who lost movement below his shoulders after a diving accident. Now he controls computers with his thoughts. Arbaugh demonstrated playing chess, browsing the internet, and controlling a cursor entirely through brain signals. No hands, no voice commands, pure thought translated into digital action. The Neuralink device, called the Link, is about the size of a coin. Surgeons implant it directly into the brain using a precision robot. Ultra-thin threads, thinner than human hair, connect to neurons. These threads detect electrical signals that neurons use to communicate. Software interprets those signals and translates them into computer commands. In March 2024, Neuralink implanted a second patient who also successfully controls devices with thought. The company received FDA approval to continue human trials, planning to implant chips in 10 patients throughout 2024 and 2025. Neuralink's immediate goal is restoring functionality for paralyzed individuals, letting them communicate, control devices, regain independence. But the long-term vision is far more ambitious. Musk envisions Neuralink enhancing healthy humans, enabling direct brain-to-computer interfaces, maybe even brain-to-brain communication. Imagine downloading information directly into your brain, learning languages instantly, accessing the internet through thought, communicating complex ideas without speaking. That's the future Neuralink is building toward. The ethical concerns are staggering. Who controls the data from your brain? Can thoughts be hacked? Could governments or corporations access your neural data? What happens when enhancement becomes necessary to compete in the job market? We're approaching a world where humans without brain implants become obsolete. Number 9. Atlas learns everything. Boston Dynamics spent years showing Atlas doing parkour, backflips, cartwheels, breakdancing. Impressive demonstrations, but that was just warming up. Late 2024, Atlas started performing real work, autonomously moving engine parts between containers using machine learning vision. No pre-programmed movements, all decisions made on the fly. August 2025 changed everything. Boston Dynamics revealed a single neural network controlling Atlas's entire body, hands and feet, executing complex sequences of packing, sorting, and organizing. Researchers deliberately created obstacles mid-task, closing lids, sliding boxes, disrupting workflows. Atlas adapted in real time without missing a beat. Powered by NVIDIA's Jetson Thor, Atlas is currently pilot testing at Hyundai factories with plans for tens of thousands of units. Every task it learns makes it more capable. Every challenge faced improves its algorithms. Every day, it gets smarter, faster, more efficient. In 5 years, this robot will perform your job better than you ever could. The implications are staggering. Atlas doesn't just follow instructions, it learns from experience. It adapts to unexpected situations. It improves constantly without human intervention. Factory workers spent decades mastering their crafts. Atlas masters those same skills in weeks. Mechanics, assembly line workers, quality control inspectors, all watching their expertise become obsolete. Boston Dynamics isn't building a robot, they're building a replacement workforce. One that never complains, never gets injured, never demands raises, never forms unions. The perfect employee from a corporate perspective. The end of employment security from a worker's perspective. Atlas represents the future of manufacturing. Efficient, tireless, constantly improving. Beautiful engineering, terrifying economics. Number 8. Waymo operates robotaxi fleets. Waymo, Google's self-driving car company, operates fully autonomous robotaxis in San Francisco, Phoenix, and Los Angeles right now. No safety drivers, no human backup, just empty cars driving themselves through city streets carrying paying passengers. You open an app, request a ride, and a driverless car shows up. Doors unlock automatically. You get in. The car drives you to your destination. You get out. No driver to tip, no conversation, no human interaction. Pure transportation service delivered by artificial intelligence. Waymo has completed over 20 million autonomous miles on public roads and provides over 100,000 paid rides weekly. These aren't controlled tests. They're commercial operations competing directly with Uber and Lyft. The cars handle complex urban environments. Pedestrians crossing unexpectedly, cyclists swerving into lanes, construction zones, emergency vehicles, aggressive human drivers. All the chaos of real-world driving. Initially, reactions were skeptical. Videos showed Waymo cars confused at intersections, blocking traffic, responding slowly to unusual situations. But the technology improved rapidly. Current generation Waymo vehicles navigate smoothly, drive defensively, and rarely make mistakes. Safety data suggests they crash less frequently than human drivers. Waymo is expanding aggressively. Austin, Texas launches soon. Atlanta is planned. They're targeting dozens of cities over the next few years, building the infrastructure for a future where human drivers become obsolete. Uber and Lyft drivers should be terrified. There are approximately 1.5 million rideshare drivers in America earning supplemental or full-time income. Waymo's expansion threatens every single one of those jobs. No tips, no conversations, no employment. Just autonomous vehicles providing cheaper, more efficient transportation while eliminating human livelihoods. Number 7. Cruise robot taxis return after shutdown. GM's Cruise robot taxi service shut down completely in 2023 after a serious accident in San Francisco. One of their autonomous vehicles struck a pedestrian who had been hit by a human driver and thrown into the Cruise vehicle's path. The car dragged the victim 20 feet before stopping. Public outcry was immediate. California revoked Cruise's permits. The company halted all operations, recalled the entire fleet, and laid off hundreds of employees. Many thought Cruise was finished. They weren't. In April 2025, Cruise received approval to resume testing in Phoenix, Arizona, and Dallas, Texas. Their redesigned autonomous vehicles feature improved sensor arrays, upgraded AI decision-making systems, and new safety protocols. They're back on public roads. Cruise learned from the shutdown. Their new vehicles operate more conservatively, maintain larger safety margins, and communicate more clearly with pedestrians and other drivers. They installed external displays that show pedestrians when the car sees them and intends to stop. Initial public reception has been cautious but accepting. Early riders report smooth, safe experiences. The cars navigate successfully, handle complex situations appropriately, and provide reliable transportation. Cruise's comeback demonstrates something important. Autonomous vehicle technology isn't going away despite setbacks. Companies will iterate, improve, and persist until the technology works reliably. Cruise represents a $10 billion investment from GM. They're not abandoning that. The economics are too compelling. Robot taxis eliminate driver costs, operate 24/7, and scale infinitely. Once the technology matures, human rideshare drivers can't compete. Cruise's return signals that autonomous vehicles have survived their first major crisis. The technology faced serious questions. Companies responded with improvements. Regulators allowed continued development. The path forward is clear. Number 6. Robot Air Force rising. AI-piloted fighter drones are no longer science fiction. The U.S. Air Force revealed its first fully AI-controlled fighter jets with plans to build 1,000 by 2030, creating an autonomous fleet that makes its own combat decisions. Anduril's XQ-58 Valkyrie already flies alongside F-35s, F-22s, and F-15s as America's first true loyal wingman. It travels over 3,400 miles, flies at 45,000 feet, hits 659 miles per hour, and carries real weapons in its internal bomb bay, all piloted by AI. The most unsettling development is current testing. One human controlling 8 Valkyries simultaneously. When that human falls behind, and they will, the drones won't wait. AI takes over completely. 8 robotic aircraft begin making their own combat decisions without human oversight. Shield AI unveiled the VBAT, an AI-piloted fighter that doesn't need runways. It takes off and lands vertically like a helicopter, but flies like a fighter jet. Range exceeds 2,000 nautical miles, fully armed. It reaches altitudes of 50,000 feet. Powered by HiveMind AI software, it thinks for itself even when communications are cut. If connection to human operators is lost, the VBAT doesn't stop. It continues its mission, makes its own decisions, engages its own targets, plans missions autonomously, adapts to changing battlefield conditions in real time, engages multiple targets simultaneously without waiting for human approval. The Sikorsky S-70 optionally piloted vehicle is the first fully autonomous helicopter. No pilot, no cockpit. It carries 10,000 pounds of cargo into contested zones. HIMARS rocket pods, military supplies, unmanned vehicles, all delivered autonomously to places no human pilot would survive. By 2030, the U.S. could field more than 1,000 AI fighter jets, fleets of autonomous submarines, ground robots, surveillance towers, and fully integrated command systems, all networked, all learning, all evolving. Number 5. Throwing satellites into space. Spin Launch is attempting something completely insane. They built a giant 100-meter centrifuge that spins satellites to 8,000 miles per hour and launches them into space like a cosmic slingshot. No rockets, no fuel, just pure physics. Spin and release. They promise to cut launch costs by up to 70%, from $6,000 per kilogram down to around $1,250 to $2,500 per kilogram. Between 2021 and 2022, they completed 10 successful test flights, catching NASA's attention. The concept is brilliant in its simplicity. Traditional rockets burn massive amounts of expensive fuel. Spin launch eliminates that entirely. Just accelerate the payload to orbital velocity and release it at the perfect moment. Physics handles the rest. But there's a significant problem. Most satellites can't survive those extreme G-forces. Current satellites are designed for gentle rocket launches, not violent centrifuge acceleration. Spin launch needs specially hardened satellites that can withstand the stress, which limits potential customers. Meanwhile, SpaceX keeps making traditional rockets cheaper and reusable. Falcon 9 launches are already cost-effective and can carry delicate payloads safely. Starship promises even cheaper access to space. Spin launch's competitive advantage might disappear before they reach commercial viability. The technology is innovative and generates excitement, but market realities are harsh. Innovation doesn't guarantee success. Timing matters. Cost advantages matter. Customer needs matter. Spin launch must convince satellite manufacturers to redesign their products for extreme acceleration while competing against SpaceX's decreasing launch costs. That's a tough position. The verdict on spin launch is still spinning. Either they revolutionize space access or become an interesting footnote about what almost worked. Number 4. NEO's remote controllers. California-based 1X Technologies opened pre-orders for NEO, the first consumer-ready humanoid designed for household tasks. It stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighs 66 pounds, lifts 154 pounds, and carries 55 pounds, far stronger than its friendly appearance suggests. It operates at just 22 decibels, softer than a refrigerator, ensuring it won't disturb your peace. 22 degrees of freedom in its hands provide human-level dexterity. It picks up fragile eggs without crushing them, threads needles, performs everything a human hand can do. Costs $20,000 to purchase or $499 monthly to rent. Delivery starting 2026. It folds laundry, loads dishwashers, takes out trash, cleans houses, handles virtually any household task. But here's the massive catch. The robot can't operate autonomously yet. Every task requires a remote human operator controlling the robot while watching inside your home through its cameras. CEO Bernd Oyvind Burdick was brutally honest. Anyone purchasing NEO for 2026 delivery must accept that human teleoperation will control the robot. You're paying $20,000 or $499 every single month for someone else to remotely control a robot while watching inside your house. Think about that carefully. A stranger sees everything in your home, watches your daily routines, observes your private moments, controls a physical robot in your living space. 1X Technologies promises eventual autonomy, but current buyers get remote operators watching them constantly. This raises enormous privacy questions. Who are these operators? What training do they receive? What prevents them from recording your life? What happens if they see something illegal? Companies claim strict protocols and monitoring, but trusting corporations with complete access to your private life requires extraordinary faith. NEO might be convenient, but the price includes sacrificing privacy in ways most people haven't fully considered yet. Number 3. Hyundai buys Boston Dynamics future. In 2021, Hyundai Motor Group purchased Boston Dynamics for $1.1 billion. At first, people wondered why a car company would buy a robotics firm famous for viral videos of robots doing parkour. Now the strategy is becoming clear. Hyundai isn't just building cars anymore. They're building mobility ecosystems, self-driving vehicles, flying taxis, warehouse robots, humanoid workers, everything that moves. Boston Dynamics provides the robotics expertise. Hyundai provides manufacturing capability, capital, and global distribution. Together, they're creating an automated future. Atlas, Boston Dynamics' humanoid robot, is being tested at Hyundai factories. Spot, the robot dog, is patrolling Hyundai facilities and performing safety inspections. Stretch, a mobile robot designed for warehouse operations, is handling logistics for Hyundai suppliers. These aren't experiments, they're integrated operations. Hyundai is building factories designed around robots. Manufacturing facilities where humans and machines work together, with robots gradually taking over more tasks. The end game is fully automated production. Cars built entirely by robots. No human workers on assembly lines. Lower costs. Fewer defects. Infinite scalability. Hyundai's investment in Boston Dynamics signals something bigger. Major corporations are committing to automation at massive scale. This isn't incremental improvement. It's systematic replacement of human labor with robotic systems. Other automakers are watching closely. If Hyundai succeeds in dramatically reducing labor costs through robotics, competitors must follow or lose market share. That creates pressure across the entire automotive industry to automate aggressively. Manufacturing jobs are disappearing. Not slowly, rapidly. Companies that resist automation will be undercut by companies that embrace it. Workers have no leverage in this equation. The future Hyundai and Boston Dynamics are building is efficient, profitable, and largely human-free. Number 2. Amazon's Robot Army. July 2025. Amazon announces it deployed its 1 millionth robot across global warehouses. 1 million robots. But that's just the opening move. Deep Fleet, Amazon's generative AI system, coordinates all these robots, reducing travel time by 10% and enabling faster, cheaper deliveries. The newest warehouse in Shreveport, Louisiana, requires 30% fewer human workers because robots handle most heavy lifting. Internal documents leaked to the New York Times reveal Amazon's actual plan: automate 75% of operations by 2033. That could mean avoiding hiring 600,000-plus workers, jobs that will simply never exist. Blue Jay represents the next generation. This robot handles packages more efficiently with multiple robot arms, designed for small spaces. Its flexible design scales bigger or smaller based on warehouse size, keeping products closer to customers. Shorter distances mean faster, cheaper deliveries. Vulcan does what humans used to do, placing items into bins. Unlike older robots using cameras, Vulcan can feel and touch items. It handles more products than other robots and places them correctly every time. Vulcan works as fast as humans but never gets tired, 20 hours daily. However, it only lifts items weighing 8 pounds or less and struggles with round objects. Because Vulcan moves extremely fast, safety fences separate it from human workers. Amazon operates an innovation lab outside Boston, where robots lift, scan, and place products automatically. These machines work 24/7, performing jobs humans used to do, faster and with fewer injuries. The company frames this as progress: safer workplaces, more efficient operations, lower costs for customers. But stripped of corporate language, it's systematic job elimination. Every robot deployed means fewer paychecks for working families. Number 1. Amazon's delivery drones launch nationwide. Amazon's Prime Air program just expanded dramatically. Their delivery drones are now operational in College Station, Texas, and Tolleson, Arizona, with more cities launching throughout 2025. These aren't test programs anymore. They're actual commercial operations delivering real products to paying customers. The MK-30 drone represents Amazon's latest generation. It flies in light rain, operates more quietly than previous models, and delivers packages weighing up to 5 pounds to customers within 30 minutes of ordering. It features improved sensors for obstacle detection and can operate in more weather conditions than earlier versions. Amazon redesigned its delivery system entirely around drones. Packages leave fulfillment centers in special drone-compatible containers. Autonomous systems load them onto drones. The aircraft flies to your location, hovers briefly, lowers the package on a cable, and returns to base. Total delivery time averages 30 minutes from click to doorstep. The company claims drone delivery reduces carbon emissions by 90% compared to truck delivery. No fossil fuels burning, no traffic congestion, just electric drones following optimized flight paths. They're positioning this as environmental progress. But environmental benefits don't change the economic reality. Delivery drivers lose jobs. Every successful drone delivery is income that a human driver doesn't earn. Amazon isn't stopping with small packages either. They're developing larger drones capable of carrying heavier items. Eventually, most deliveries under 20 pounds could go by drone. That's the majority of Amazon shipments. The infrastructure is being built right now. Landing pads, charging stations, automated sorting facilities designed for drone operations. This isn't a pilot program. It's a transformation of last-mile delivery that eliminates human drivers systematically.
Still curious? Then don't stop now. The next mystery is already waiting for you. Just click the video on screen. I saved it just for you. See you there, curious one.